Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well in your life and in your business. And when it comes to business, we always want to be at the top of the market. We always want to beat our competition. We always want to drive the market. We always want to contribute to market. We always want to stay at the top of the market. But honestly, doing all these things require true learning. All these things require education about your business, education about managing people, education about finance, education about your marketing, and overall it requires you learning from other businesses, learning from competition, learning from the giants who are dominating the market. Like as Abraham Lincoln once said, I learn from everybody, even sometimes what not to do. These are the powerful words. Focus on. I learn from everybody, even sometimes what not to do. You can learn from everybody. You can learn from the top of the entrepreneurs and you can learn from the failures. Learning is not limited. Learning is not just from giants, top of the ones. So basically, today I missed a chance to interview an author of the book Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, where the author shares 99 lessons that he learned from giant companies, giant entrepreneurs. And giant means the top ones, right? The ones who are dominating the market, the ones who are at the top of the market. But what most startups, what most beginners, what most youngsters miss out is when they start, they probably are inspired from the top ones, from the giants, like it's mentioned in the big book. When they start, they focus on the giants. They take inspiration from the giants. Let's say Elon Musk, for example. He owns multiple businesses. He manages multiple businesses. He owns SpaceX, Tesla, Boring Company, and many more. Starlink. Let's see Richard Branson. He also owns multiple businesses: Virgin Galactic, Virgin Hyperloop, and other Virgin Group businesses. Let's take Jeff Bezos for instance. He also owns multiple businesses: Blue Origin, Amazon, the Washington Post, and many more. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Warren Buffett. You can take any example. Mark Cuban, Henry Griffin. You can take any example. They are not just focusing on the one thing. They are doing multiple things. They have multiple businesses. They have multiple streams. So that's what most entrepreneurs want. That's what most people, most youngsters who are just starting out want. But that's not the case. That's a huge mistake there. When they start, when the youngsters who start their businesses, they look at the giants. They look at the peak of the mountain, but they don't ever look at their path, the way that takes someone from absolute bottom to the absolute top. So the point is focus on one thing, right? You can start multiple businesses, you can own 10 companies like the billionaires, like the top ones, like the giant ones. But I'm not saying that you can't do this. You can do it. Everybody can own multiple businesses, everybody can own and manage multiple startups and businesses, right? I'm not telling that you can't do this. I'm just telling you that you need to focus. What focus means? Focus means to sharply looking at one thing at a time. When you focus on a thing, the everything, the background, the all the objects looks shallow, right? Focusing means looking at a one thing at a time. not all the things. This is distraction. This is not focusing. So when you start 10 businesses at the same time, when you start 10 startups at the same time, this isn't focusing. This is pure distraction. This is shit. Please get this. Focus on the one thing. Focus at the one thing at a time, and then scale, then grow your businesses, then start multiple businesses. Don't focus on the top ones when you are starting. Just learn from them. Take examples, learn from them, but do not start with mentality of them. Do not start with the peak in your mind. You should visualize the peak of the mountain, but you should not look at the peak all the time. You should focus on your way to the peak of the mountain, right? If you are a young person in his or her 20s or even 30s, 13 is young, I think. If you are a youngster, you have potential, what most people don't have. Only the youngsters have nothing but potential. They have nothing but only potential. Don't waste it. Don't drain your potential on several things at a time. Focus on building one thing. There are books on these ideas, these thoughts that randomly came onto my mind that I'm sharing with you right now. There is a fascinating book called The One Thing, I think. The name of this book is The One Thing, where the author also suggests you to only focus on a one thing at a time. That's your priority, right? Priority means when you have 10 different tasks to do, but you have only one priority. You will finish your prior task first, then you will go to the second task, the third task, the fourth, the fifth, sixth, right? Priority means focusing on a one thing. Focus on a one thing clearly. And once you have achieved that success, the peak at one thing, then start the second, the third, the fourth, and you will find out that once you reach the first peak, you will absolutely love it. If you are writing online for last 5 years and you are still not a successful author, don't worry, keep going, focus on the one thing. Focus on your one thing, keep going, and you will be successful one day. I promise you, right? And once you become successful, even it can take up to 5 years to be a successful writer online, then you will realize that you can do this again for the second time. And what's more amazing about this, that once it took you 5 years to be successful, the next time it's going to take you a year, maybe 2 years, but not more than that. You will do things a lot faster. You will achieve success a lot faster. Even Jeff Bezos was not that much famous in 2005 or maybe 2010. Even Elon Musk wasn't that much famous 10 years ago. He was working on his craft 20, 30 years ago. Jeff Bezos was also started 20 years ago. But he was not famous at the time. He was not famous 10 years ago. He was not famous. But now they are the top. They are the giants, right? What they did, Jeff Bezos started focusing on the one thing, the Amazon.com. Richard Branson just started focusing on the merger. Elon Musk started focusing on PayPal first, then SpaceX, then Tesla. It comes slowly, right? Focus on the one thing, then scale it, grow it. You are the potential. Don't waste your potential. That's it. Please don't waste your potential. Don't drain it. There is nothing to do if you lost your potential. There is nothing that you can't do. You have the potential. You can do anything in the world, but you can't do all at once. That these lines are very powerful. You can do anything in the world. You can have anything in the world, but you can't have anything at the same time. You can't have all the experiences at the same time, and you can't do anything at the same time. Take care. Goodbye.